Exterminate!
What are those things? I don't know. It's coming for us! Why the fuck won't this door open? Stare into the face of death! Hello.
Hello. So today, as you can probably tell by the invading forces of Daleks that we've just been chased by. Is that one coming?
Nah, it's just a bird.
We will be reviewing the Dalek Invasion of Earth. That one right there.
Right there.
I'm Jake, as you know, and this is Michael.
Hello, I'm Michael. I was forced to come here and review this because of the Dalek invasion that's going on outside.
And there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So, this 6-episode long story broadcast originally on November the 21st, 1964. Long time ago.
Yeah.
Basic summary over Michael's face. Basically, the Doctor, Susan, Ian and Barbara land on Earth, but it has already been conquered by a faction of Daleks.
The Dalek plan to mine into the Earth's crust and basically blow it up and pilot the Earth into a massive turn the Earth into a massive ship and pilot it to wherever they want.
It's basically like the 1960s version of the Death Star, before the Death Star.
Yeah.
Things I liked.
Things I also liked. I have 3 pages worth of notes, so this may take a while.
I've only got a single page.
Because he doesn't take as much notes as me.
Yes. But, number 1, there's a sign at the start that says, "It is forbidden to dump bodies in the river." There's just an establishing shot. That's the establishing shot of the episode. That's pretty funny.
The TARDIS materialises with broken windows, and a Robo-Man acts funny as he's suicidal. He's a suicidal Robo-Man, but it's hilarious the way he acts.
The Doctor says, "I am not a half-wit."
In the scene in the warehouse, there's a random Robo-Man in a box. I want to establish something before we move on. A lot of the things I liked were just things that are so stupid and so terrible that they make this story good. The setting of the wrecked storehouse was a pretty good setting, and the first thing that is said when they found the rebels, Barbara and Susan, is, "Can you cook?"
Sexism for the win.
Yeah.
One part I did really enjoy, and I know a lot of people enjoyed this, is the scene where the Dalek comes out of the River Thames.
Yes, that's brilliant. I like the wheelchair-bound badass.
Yeah, he was great. I like the set of the Dalek mothership kind of thing in exterior. You know which one I mean?
Yeah.
The outside of the ship.
I think there's a good soundtrack as well to this story. Compared to other stories of its time, it has a really good soundtrack.
Did you notice at one point in one of the episodes there was a bloke that pulled a Dalek over, one of the rebels pulled the Dalek over and ended up crushing himself to death?
Yeah.
That was funny.
It's quite action-packed for its time as a story.
I know there's another shot that people a lot of people like, but it's the part where the dogs are going across the bridge.
Yes.
I think that was pretty good, but there's one question that's raised from that. how did they get up the stairs?
Yeah, that is a question raised. I like the idea of putting reptiles in the sewers. I thought that was good. Ashton is a bit of a badass, although he dies by the slither.
Speaking of the sliver, when it falls down the main shaft is hilarious.
Yeah, it's brilliant that. Randomly falls, actually.
Yeah.
I know this is moving back because that's on a previous episode, but Robomen and Daleks seem to randomly appear. They don't just move into the scene, they randomly appear. Or randomly walk off set as a Roboman does in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
In the middle of the battle, this Roboman just walks off set.
When the Robomen look down the sewer drain, that's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
The Robomen voices are hilarious.
But terrible.
Yeah, the Dalek acting majorly improves towards the end of episode 5 and episode 6 altogether, really.
Yeah. I think it's in episode 5 where David terrorizes Susan with a fish and then more cooking stuff comes into it.
Yeah, it's like, she's a good cook.
Yes.
She will help society because she's a good cook. The community will require a good cook.
Yes.
Dalek voices were well handled in the 6th episode, I think. They were improving.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just the ring modulator was getting better, because they were learning how to use it more. The camera angles were really nice in the entire thing. There was a nice ending.
Yeah. I like the last scene with Doctor and Susan when they were having a bit of a conversation.
It's quite touching, really.
Pulls on your heartstrings,
Yeah.
does.
Susan finally acts pretty well, even though it takes the last episode to do so.
And then there's the incredible last speech of William Hartnell in the episode where he does the world famous Doctor speech. What Michael screwed up on 7 times when we were doing Doctor Who in 6 days.
Things I disliked. I think there's an iffy TARDIS opening scene inside the TARDIS at the very beginning. I think it was badly directed and badly written, to be honest.
The blockade that blocks the TARDIS off from them is very feeble, really. You can tell it's plywood.
Yeah, sorry to say this, but there is shit wound acting from Susan. It's absolutely atrocious when she falls.
When she gets that sprained ankle that never gets mentioned again.
Yeah, that she seems to walk off. There's when Ian's in the warehouse with the Doctor, he has a fascination with chimneys all of a sudden. I think that's badly written. I think the first episode was very badly written, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was very badly handled.
Which I'm surprised at for Terry Nation.
Yeah, and sorry to say this again, shit Roboman walking.
There's one point when they're in the warehouse where the dead Roboman actually starts moving around.
Yeah.
When it's not supposed to.
There's randomly appearing Robomen, which I mentioned before that they randomly appear.
Then there's the whole sexism thing when it comes to, are you a good cook? and stuff like that. Always do a woman, no one else, just a woman.
The shit shot of the Roboman looking down the stairs, that was hilarious, but it was just shit.
Yeah.
Robomen they shouldn't be allowed to talk, I don't think, at all.
A lot of the acting was over the top, in a bad way. A lot of it. Mainly Susan, because, that was just horrible sometimes.
When the Daleks finally got out of the water, and in part 2, the Dalek seems to be jittering around all the time. It's like the operator's high on cocaine or something in the thing, just... It's not staying still. Fair enough, you don't move the eye stalk and the lights, but it's going like that when it's talking, and it's just ridiculous. When the Daleks are always on the radio and the Resistance are listening to them, they always sound terrible on the radio.
There's one point where this guy in the wheelchair, the epic badass in the wheelchair, actually stands up.
Yeah.
So it's why have the wheelchair?
Yeah. Also, the bombs that he has are crystal Christmas baubles. Susan's over the top in episode 2, and Barbara just acts really stupid in episode 2. and I don't know why. But yeah. Also, this is a point that happens between episode, like in 1 and 2, and then in 3. This is something that happens that changes. The Dalek Saucer pilot changes into the Dalek Saucer commander. His paint job changes. He has black... Hang on. I need this to... See how the lining... It would be black, silver, black, silver. But in that... But then it changes to an entirely black set kind of thing, really. And it's just stupid how they just changed. It makes continuity errors, and that they're apparently 2 separate Daleks.
Is that a Dalek out there?
Looks like 3 Daleks out there. The Doctor randomly passes out.
Yeah.
In episode 4, I think.
There's a jerky camera in episode 5, I think it was, which gets a bit annoying, really, because like the camera's just like.
From episode 3 and 4, there's just so much slow progression, and it's ridiculous.
The badass in the wheelchair has a final standoff, like actual standoff, not sit-off.
If you pardon the pun.
Yeah, with the Daleks, but like, he's got so terrible an aim, it actually does nothing for the rest of the episode. He like destroys the Christmas bauble against the well, he doesn't even destroy any Daleks, but it just like destroys the bauble and nothing happens after that.
Yeah, the Slither, it has a terrible screech. It is also just not particularly any good as a creature.
Or very threatening.
Or very threatening. It's got like these little hands and it like...
and they're very slow to move as well, so you can easily outrun them.
Yeah.
But for some reason they didn't.
Gormless Robomen. I hate the Robomen acting.
I hate the Robomen.
And to be honest, early on in this story, Susan's acting's just really, really terrible. Really terrible.
Like the worst of the episode.
Yeah.
Like the worst of the series.
Later on, Barbara tries to do a Dalek voice.
Yeah. That was horrible.
It's more funny than it is anything else.
Yeah.
And a question towards the end. I think the ending was handled a bit badly. Especially the
part where the slave workers lift up a Dalek.
Yeah, how can unarmed people fight Daleks, yet people with bombs earlier on in the episode can't even scratch them? In wheelchairs can't even scratch them.
Why?
But overall, I think that episode 3 and 4 were pretty pointless.
Yeah, they were really slow to progress.
Yeah.
From episodes 3 and 4.
I think 1 and 2 and 5 and 6 should have just been... I think 3 and 4 should have just cut out and combined.
It pretty much made sense without them.
Yeah. Episode 3 and 4 were pretty pointless. And the progression was too slow.
Mm-hmm. And it was rather predictable, I thought.
Yeah.
Best performance.
I think all the characters had good points and bad points in the episode.
Apart from Susan.
Apart from Susan.
But except she got better towards the end of episode 6. So we're going to forgive her for that because it was her last episode.
So, best performance. Well, we had a tie, didn't we, at one point where it was...
we had a tie between Ian and Barbara at one point. But that was by episode 5, and episode 6 kind of won it for the character who won.
Yeah.
So, the best performance of this episode, which we both agree on, is Jacqueline Hill as Barbara.
Yeah, she did the best, I believe.
Even with the terrible Dalek voice.
Yeah, even with the terrible Dalek voice.
It was horrible.
No. Personal rating. Have we agreed on this, or is this just my views? Or your views?
Well, it's not really a personal rating this time because it's both of our rating combined into an overall rating. But, personally, I would give this episode a 5 out of 10.
And I've agreed with that and gave it a 5 out of 10.
Fair enough. So that means that Doctor Who, the Dalek Invasion of Earth, gets a 5 out of 10.
That's mainly because of the fact that most of the bad things are hilarious.
Yeah.
There is a lot of bad things, but a lot of it's just hilarious, so we've kind of ignored a lot of it.
Yeah.
If not, I think it would have got lower.
I would have given it a 4 if it wasn't for the nice little scene at the end with
Yeah.
Susan and the Doctor.
I think that's what made it, that bit at the end, really, to be honest. Thank you, this is Dalek Invasion of Earth review.
And that's Michael. He joined me for this review because this is his DVD again,
Yeah.
which is pretty funny. Because,
You said your own collection, not mine.
yeah, but still I bought it for you, so it's still technically mine, if you count the purchasing thing. So yeah, that was the Dalek Invasion of Earth, and I will be back next time, probably by myself, to review The Rescue.
Please rate and comment and subscribe on this guy's channel. Enjoy.
You know how much I hate that?
What?
The rate, comment, subscribe, suck my ass. Kiss my feet. Kiss my feet and I will give
Feed
you
me
nothing.
grapes and drink and give me wine while I lie on my golden bed and wait for you to rate, comment and subscribe. Okay.
Excellent! Another! He will see you when he will see you, and I will see you next time.
I may return.
Yeah.
Or not. Depends if the Daleks get me, because I've got to head home.
Oh yeah. Where are they?
Stare into the face of death!